Sure. Here's a 14-minute video script about Mike Tyson, including a brief biography and a detailed analysis of one of his famous fights. I'll write it in English, as requested. Motivational tone. Narrator. Mike Tyson, a name that resonates with power, controversy, and a legacy that shook the world of boxing to its core. He was once the youngest heavyweight champion in history, a force of nature in the ring, feared by opponents, adored by fans, and scrutinized by the media. But Tyson's story is more than just punches and championships. It's a tale of triumph, tragedy, and redemption. Cut to old footage of Mike Tyson's early fights. Rain readers. This is the story of a boy from Brooklyn who rose to become one of the most iconic athletes in history. Early life and rise to fame. Cut to a young Mike Tyson in black and white photos. Early life footage. Narrator, Michael June 30th, 1966 in Brooklyn, New York. Michael Gerard Tyson grew up in a neighborhood plagued by poverty and crime. Raised by a single mother, Tyson's early life was turbulent. He was arrested multiple times by the age of 13, often involved in street fights and petty theft. But in the midst of chaos, a boxing trainer named Cus D'Amato saw potential in the young boy. Cut to footage of Cus D'Amato and Tyson training. Narrator, D'Amato, who had previously trained legends like Floyd Patterson, took Tyson under his wing. Cut to Tyson's victory over Trevor Berbick. Narrator. Tyson's victory was a culmination of years of hard work, determination, and unyielding focus. But this was just the beginning of his reign. The dominance of Mike Tyson. Cut to highlights of Tyson's fights. Larry Holmes, Michael Spinks, etc. Narrator. Once Tyson claimed the WBC title, he went on a destructive path, taking down top contenders and soon unifying the heavyweight division. His speed, power, and defensive abilities were unmatched. In 1992, Tyson was convicted of rape and sentenced to 6 years in prison, further derailing his career. The comeback and later career. Cut to footage of Tyson's return to the ring after prison. After serving 3 years in prison, Tyson returned to the ring in 1995. But his later career was marked by inconsistency. Though he still had flashes of brilliance, Tyson was no longer the indomitable force he once was. He was slower and his mental fortitude was questioned after several high-profile...
Like a tough guy. I never had an ego. I was never really jealous of anybody. I never really thought much of myself. But when I met Cus and I started talking to Cus, he made me believe that I was a god. He made me believe that, for instance, Cus would say this. Now, to Cus would say, now you hear this? Because Cus had really, he had this really megalomaniac ego. He said, let me tell you something. All the prophets, all the gods you ever know about, if they had a son, their son couldn't beat my fighter. You know why? Because he's my fighter.
One thing people don't fully get was that Tyson was only 20 years old at the time when he was
losses. Seg to footage of the infamous Holyfield ear-biting incident. One of the most controversial moments in Tyson's career came in 1997 during his rematch with Evander Holyfield. In one of the most bizarre moments in sports history, Tyson bit off part of Holyfield's ear during the fight, leading to his disqualification and a temporary ban from boxing. Segment 6. Analyzing Tyson versus Holyfield.
But in Tyson, D'Amato understood he was dealing with a different breed, and he knew he had one last chance to distill Tyson into his perfect pupil. With Tyson, he had the canvas to create a mythic monster. All he had to do was follow and trust him. In exchange for structure and family, Tyson had to become the vessel for D'Amato's greatest creation, Iron Mike Tyson. And what Iron Mike Tyson meant to D'Amato was the weaponization of fear.
As soon as I come into the ring, I'm gloved. No, stop it. That's not true. While I'm in the dressing room, 5 minutes before I come out, my gloves are laced up. I'm breaking my gloves down. I'm pushing the lever in the back of my glove. I'm breaking the middle of the glove so my knuckle could pierce through the leather. I can feel my knuckle piercing against the tight leather gloves on the Everlast boxing glove. When I come out, I have supreme confidence, but I'm scared to death.
I'm totally afraid. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being humiliated. But I'm totally confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. All during my training, I've been afraid of this man. I thought this man might be capable of beating me. I've dreamed of him beating me. But I always stayed afraid of him. But the closer I get to the ring, I'm more confident. Once I'm in the ring, I'm a god.
2. Cut 2, footage of Tyson and Holyfield preparing for their 1997 P match. Quote, MGM Radio. Let's now take a closer look at one of the most infamous fights in boxing history, Tyson versus Holyfield 2, a fight that would forever alter Tyson's legacy. The bout took place on June 28, 1997, at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. His classic is the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The bout took place on June 28, 1997, at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Tyson entered the ring as the underdog, with many believing Holyfield, a more technically sound boxer, had the upper hand. Cut to footage from the first 2 rounds of the fight. Narrator. The fight started as expected. Holyfield was calm, using his jab to keep Tyson at bay. Tyson, known for his aggressive style, struggled to land clean punches. Many noticed he failed to land a physical punch. But after the ring, his jab landed clean punches, which Tyson, known for his aggressive style, struggled to land clean punches. Holyfield dominated the early rounds, and it seemed Tyson was getting frustrated. Cut to the controversial moment when Tyson bites Holyfield's ear. Narrator.
He's going to be bobbing, weaving,
Then,
he's going to be
in the
jabbing.
third round, something truly shocking.
I think you can sense
Tyson,
respect
who had been
there too by
struggling
both
to
fighters.
land any solid punches, suddenly bit Holyfield's ear, causing a major commotion in the arena.
Caddy said, I'm going to let this
Referee
guy get
Mills
pushed
Lane
back.
called a timeout, and Tyson was penalized 2
Mike's
points.
doing. Mike's looking to duck and keep
But
his
after
leverage
the
low.
fight resumed,
Come up banging.
Tyson bit Holyfield again, this time causing a large chunk of his ear to be torn off.
In the first fight, it was
The
Tyson
fight
going
was
backwards,
immediately
and he can't
stopped,
fight that way.
and Tyson was disqualified. When Holyfield later told Tyson that the match had been disqualified, it was one of the most bizarre moments in the history of the
He's trying to
sport.
push Mike back.
Cut to the aftermath, where Tyson was
Right there, when
fined
Mike goes
and
to come in.
banned. The aftermath of the fight was even more damaging than the bite itself. Tyson faced heavy criticism,
Mike really good
a
with that right
fine,
hand.
and
I tell you what,
suspension
though,
from
Mike,
boxing.
what a first
His
round.
image was
He
forever
was in
tarnished
trouble there. He
by
shook.
this act of violence. His image was forever tarnished by this act of violence. Life after boxing and redemption. Cut to Tyson post-boxing, involved in different ventures,
Tyson
including
got
his
in trouble.
podcast,
Whang! That
acting
went that
roles,
punch.
and family
That wasn't
life.
him, Bobby.
After
You'll
his
see a right
boxing
hand a little later
career,
around. There's the
Tyson
right hand.
faced
That's the one he got
numerous
in trouble.
challenges,
But
but also
he got
sought
Mike on the
redemption.
heels.
He became involved in acting, even playing himself in the movie The Hangover, and later created a successful podcast. He also found peace through spirituality and spent time with his family, showing a different side of the former champion. Cut to footage of Tyson's life today, looking peaceful and reflective.
Got pressure on
And
him, and
later,
he's just started this
Mike
fight.
Tyson's story is one of the most complicated in sports history. He's a man of contradictions, a savage in the ring, yet vulnerable outside of it. But through all the highs and lows, Tyson's impact on boxing and sports culture remains undeniable. Though he's no longer the baddest man on the planet, some say he'll rise from the dead, and the dead might scream louder than the living. Tyson's legacy endures not just because of his dominance in the ring, but because of the lessons his life offers. Redemption is possible, no matter how far one falls.
Holding on to one
End with
another.
footage of Tyson walking
one
into the
punch at a
sunset, contemplating his life, Narrator, Mike Tyson. A fighter in every sense of the
Evander
word.
coming in and
Fade
the
out.
head just winds up
Fade
slamming into
script
Mike's
should give a
side.
comprehensive
And
overview of Mike
another
Tyson's
look
life
at
and
Evander
career,
just kind of dives, there it
providing
is,
both
right there.
biographical
Puts his head
details
down and comes
and a
straight
deep
in,
dive
hits
into
Mike
one of
right
his
in the
most
corner of his right
famous
eye.
and controversial
And,
fights.
he better
The
get started.
pacing allows for reflection
Round two,
and
very bad for
analysis,
Tyson with
keeping the
that
viewer
bad catch
engaged for the
straight.
full
A
14-minute
sense of
runtime.
urgency here by Mike Tyson.
And that's the old
Sure.
Tyson we know.
Mike Tyson.
Here's a
bobbing
more
and
concise
weaving.
version of the script,
If he can
focusing
keep
on
that
the
up
key
for the whole
points
round, he can
to
even
ensure
this
clean
thing out as
voiceover
far as,
without
the
unnecessary
crowd
filler.
really picking up
This
now.
should fit a 14-minute video while maintaining clarity and impact. Back front music, intense motivational tone. Narrator, Mike Tyson, one of the most iconic
crowd
athletes
is
in
turning.
history. Known for his ferocity,
swing
rise
and
to
a miss
fame,
with a straight right
and
by Thunderbolt by
tumultuous
Tyson.
journey. Tyson's story is a mix of triumph and
Nice
tragedy.
right hand by Mike.
Early life
He
and
is
rise
trying
to
to get
fame,
that right hand home.
cut to a young Mike
Seemingly
Tyson
a
in
rel-
black and white photos.
Ooh, a low
Narrator,
blow by Holyfield
born
with the
June
left hook
30th,
and
1966,
to the head of
in
Holyfield.
Brooklyn, New York,
Mike
Tyson grew up in a
Tyson.
troubled neighborhood. After a string of arrests,
In the
he was
first fight.
taken under the wing of trainer D'Amato, who saw potential in him. D'Amato helped
happened here?
Tyson develop his skills,
got better.
eventually guiding him into
Evander
the professional
Holyfield, look out,
world
he's
of
pushed right
boxing.
here.
And it was
Above
there
a
he met his
dirty Mike
future
Tyson.
wife, Ava Tyson,
I can't believe
and their
Well,
growing
first he had a
marriage,
parachute drop on him,
whose
now he had a
sacrifices
heavyweight.
When did we get
helped
that on
Tyson
tape?
develop his
Biting
skills.
Holyfield in the right ear.
Tyson's
Like hell,
rise
but
to
he
the top
certainly had a
cut
big
to
bite.
footage of
And that's a
Tyson's early
dangerous
professional
one.
fights.
Okay.
Narrator,
He bit his ears
Tyson's
out.
professional debut in 1985 started a rapid ascent. By 1986, he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at 20 years old, defeating Trevor
You know
Burbick
what's
for
funny?
the
Mike
WBC
was having his
title.
best round.
Segment 3, the dominance of Mike Tyson. Cut 2, highlights of Tyson's fights. Larry Holmes,
I'll tell you
Michael
what, this is
Spinks,
unbelievable.
etc. Tyson's reign was unmatched. In 1988, he held all three
At that
major
fight. Now, here's the
heavyweight
fight.
titles,
Keep your eye on Mike.
WBC,
Mike has just- see, look out.
WBA,
You can
and
see it. You can
IBF.
see it.
His power, speed, and
There it
aggression
is.
made him a global sensation. The fall, personal struggles, and controversies.
They're
Cut
going
to
in real
news
slow
footage of
motion.
Tyson's controversies
Mike
and
gets
legal
in a
trials.
headlock,
Narrator,
and
Tyson's
look at this.
personal
He
life
just
took a toll on
reaches
his
in and
career.
bites him.
It's
Tyson
over. I
didn't
think
want to
they
be a
just
wrestler.
about had him.
Tyson is using his improv skills to help him improve performance. Slowly, his verbal skills became less natural. In 1990, he lost his title to Buster Douglas in a shocking upset. In 1992, he was convicted of rape and sentenced to
This is the
prison,
most unbelievable-
sidelining his career
On
for
Mike's
several
mouth
years.
as much as
The
you
comeback
can,
in later
because you
career,
will see it. Now, you
cut
see he's
to
got-
footage
it's
of
a shark
Tyson's
bite right
return
there.
to the ring after
That is
prison.
incredible.
Tyson returned to boxing
look
in
at the reaction
1995,
again from Holyfield.
but his
He can't
later
believe it. He
career
got
was
the second round.
inconsistent.
Let's
Look at it again. Watch Mike come
So
inside.
he suffered high
This is the
profile
second
losses and
bite
became a
of the
less
round.
dominant force in the ring.
Right on
Cut to
Evander's
the
ear.
infamous Holyfield
It's
ear
like
biting
Dracula
incident.
time.
In
I've
1997,
never seen
Tyson's
anything
rematch
like
with
Resorting
Evander
to
Holyfield
biting
became
tactics,
infamous.
and he
after
still wants
Tyson
more as he's
bit
being
off part of
held back by
Holyfield's
Richie Giacchetti.